think, just to be on a positive note, I think DeFi security ecosystem got a lot safer. We graduated to the next level, so this is a good thing.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video breakdown, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up your seatbelts. This is going to be a two-part video breakdown. We're going to be discussing and talking about lending, borrowing, staking, providing liquidity, all the things that we have been discussing and talking about for the past couple of months finally coming into fruition on the CYPRX platform with the digital asset XRP and DeFi developments on the XRPL. As always, bringing you guys the realest information and research. We're going to be taking a look back at some things that we've said in previous video breakdowns to show you guys how well those things are starting to materialize now as we progress through 2025. Some of these things are going to continue to grow exponentially and create a massive demand for the digital asset XRP. And so in today's video breakdown, again, this is going to be a two-part series where I'm going to, halfway through this video breakdown, give a little bit of an intermission, and then we'll transition over to the second portion of today's video breakdown. We have fundamentals, we have video clips to go over and cover today. So make sure that you stick around for the entirety of this video breakdown and part two of today's video. So we're going to start here because XLR just posted this on their X profile, and I thought that it was such a great way to start off today's video clip. Now, if you don't hold XRP, or if you don't know what we've been discussing and talking about surrounding DeFi developments on the XRPL materializing and coming into fruition this year in 2025, make sure that you go back and check out our yield playlist on the CYPRX YouTube, so that way you have a gist and an understanding of what we're even discussing, because we are going to do a quick recap of some things that we previously talked about. But this was phenomenal to see. XLR network, the fabric of finance is changing. XRP is set to lead the charge, paving the way for banks and institutions to adopt the new financial system. XLR is integral to this. With the upcoming XRP ledger integration, XLR becomes the global connectivity layer. Now, in previous video breakdowns, I've mentioned and talked about how bullish I am on the digital asset XLR and their role in this Web3 ecosystem for interoperability and connectivity. So again, go back and watch that yield playlist. I'll make sure to go and update that playlist because there's probably like another 10 videos I could add to that playlist, but you can find that on the CYPRX YouTube. So we won't get into XLR in today's video, but that was just so phenomenal to see. Now, coming over here, again, just doing a quick recap because this is going to play such a massive role with a development that just was announced on the XRPL. I said to you guys, last bull market cycle, and I said this on July 15th, dates are important to us here at CYPRX because we're consistently telling you guys about these things, these developments in advance before the retail crowd picks up on them. Last bull market cycle, XRP had no DeFi ecosystem helping boost momentum like Ethereum did. That is also going to play an important role. That has all changed now for the first time ever. You've seen nothing but DeFi developments on the XRPL. Buckle up. This ride will be different, utility bull run or not. The DeFi ecosystem alone is about to explode in TVL over the next 8 to 12 months. And I said this back to you guys on July 15th, 2024. Let's head over to DeFi Llama right now, as on DeFi Llama, according to DeFi Llama, the XRPL total value lock sits at $87 million as of time of recording this video breakdown. Now, personally, I do not think that this is an accurate update. I think that there's still some TVL in the DeFi ecosystem that is not reported or recorded here on DeFi Llama, but that's besides the point. If we go back and we look at the historical data, on July 15th, 2024, there was only $9 million in TVL locked in the DeFi ecosystem on the XRPL, according to DeFi Llama. And now fast forward to today, that is over $80 million of an increase in TVL since I posted this to you guys on X back in July 15, 2024. This is going to play such a massive role in today's video breakdown because, again, you have to understand that DeFi brings utility to said chain, to said network, and it alleviates sell pressure on said digital asset because investors are more obligated to stake, to lend, to borrow, to use said asset to provide liquidity, and it alleviates some of the sell pressure on said digital asset, which again we'll prove in today's video breakdown is to be the case for the digital asset XRP in the near future. Okay, you're not going to want to sleep or miss out on these opportunities to be able to utilize your XRP in the DeFi ecosystem and never have to sell it. And I'm going to prove to you guys in today's video breakdown that some of the world's largest governments and financial organizations like major banks are participating in staking and lending and borrowing and providing liquidity. So again, don't be one of those people that's like, oh, it's not regulated, I don't want to get involved in it. I'm going to show you guys in today's video breakdown that the ecosystem is actually a lot more regulated than most individuals think, and they tell you this on stage.
So I think, we're talking about, are we there yet? I think in terms of clarity, I think given the IOSCO recommendations, MiCA, and most jurisdictions coming out with rules, I think I would score the clarity as quite a high on the scale. What do you guys think? I mean, in terms of clarity of our global rules in this space?
I think in terms of the key concepts, market integrity, managing conflicts of interest, transparency and disclosure, I think we have a fair bit of clarity and consistency.
At least our experience of not just investing, but being involved with some of the builders of these platforms as partnerships or where we're directly involved, is regulation is a constraint, but that's not the biggest factor.
But again, people lack education and they don't do research. And so they are fearful of the space without understanding the developments unfolding right before their very eyes. And that is why we're here at CYPRX, to prove this information to you guys. So that way you are confident, you further your education and you take initiative, you take action, and you understand that there is a massive transformation in the financial ecosystem right now, where we as the people have the power of the banks in the palm of our hand. If you have a mobile device and an internet connection. So this was a video clip that we shared 4 months ago, as you guys can see down here at the bottom. It still to this day only has 445 views. I want to play 2 video clips back to back. The first one, the individual gentleman mentioning that the infrastructure right now is supportive enough in order to handle large institutions onboarding into the DeFi ecosystem. That's the first one.
There is the ability to have better risk controls, more transparency, and better execution on chain than what we see in centralized infrastructure. The problems that the space has been ostracized for over the years, FTX going back to Mt. Gox, those aren't crypto problems. Those are just corporate frauds. Crypto solves those problems, right? And so if you're willing to be at the vanguard, deep down the rabbit hole, in the weeds, in DeFi, on chain, and go through the work of doing everything on chain, it offers just superior risk-adjusted returns.
So you think that the DeFi infrastructure right now is strong enough, resilient enough to attract real institutional capital?
Yep.
So you think that the DeFi infrastructure right now is strong enough, resilient enough to attract real institutional capital?
Yep.
The second video clip that we're going to play is another institutional representative sitting on stage mentioning that smart money is not going to leave the ability to lend and to borrow against their digital assets on the table, and that they are going to take initiative and take action in this space to be able to utilize those opportunities to their advantage. Take a second and listen, because that's going to play an important role on something that was just announced that took place on the XRPO.
I mean, I think the real promise of blockchain, the most exciting part, is taking things that aren't liquid today and bringing liquidity to them, namely private assets, things like venture capital assets, private equity assets, real estate. The other stuff, already exists broadly in a liquid form, whether that's, a treasury ETF or a public equity. And so putting it on chain expands its distribution, but it really doesn't offer a new product to the market, or a return, of an asset class that they can't currently access. I think like the big unlock is when you take an asset class that's exciting, like private equity, that has a higher return profile than people can access today. You put it within this infrastructure that's global, accessible, and my view is that DeFi will make it more liquid than centralized exchange trading. And I think now you have a radical improvement, in accessibility to these types of instruments. that will benefit both funds so they can recycle capital, return it to their investors and redeploy in the primary markets, and investors who now have, access to a higher return asset class. And particularly for smaller investors or even high net worth individuals, family offices, liquidity in those assets is really critical.
Yeah,
And today, when you buy those things, you're stuck for 10 years.
totally. Yeah.
And it's really just, it's not that favorable. And so it does provide a fundamental improvement in market structure for those types of products once people are ready.
Yeah. I mean, like I would love to be able to take some LP stakes in a variety of funds that I have and use that as collateral to take out a variety of loans. Right now, you can't really do that. I mean, that to me has always been one of the North Stars for this.
And I think you look at a market that's north of 10 trillion of assets. It's all paper.
Yeah.
There's really no digitization, blockchain or otherwise. And so I think it's only a matter of time until you can perform those other functions, lend, borrow, provide liquidity to facilitate trading, these types of things, which also enhance your returns.
Yeah.
Right. So by making it composable, now you can actually boost your return on top in a fundamental way.
Yeah.
And so I don't think, smart money is going to leave that on the table once they understand the mechanics.
Smart money is not going to leave that on the table once they understand the mechanics. And we showed this video to you guys 4 months ago. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we played a video clip of Brad Garlinghouse. You guys heard this individual gentleman right here talking about them building out this infrastructure. The other gentleman mentioned the infrastructure is ready to handle DeFi. Okay. And how he just mentioned that DeFi is much more efficient, right? Brad Garlinghouse on a panel discussion with eToro mentioned that DeFi is going to be the way that the world operates, utilizing decentralized exchanges in the near future.
Some of those tools and capabilities that have always been there are now unlocked in a way that, we don't have the headwinds of the SEC, fighting with us about it. And I think particularly around some of the tokenization of other assets and leverage of a DEX, it really plays into where the world is today and where the world's heading.
And he also mentioned that Ripple is an infrastructure provider.
Look, Ripple at its core is a blockchain infrastructure company serving enterprises.
You put it within this infrastructure that's global, accessible, and my view is that DeFi will make it more liquid than centralized exchange trading.
Some of the tokenization of other assets and leverage of a DEX, it really plays into where the world is today and where the world's heading.
We started with payments and financial institutions. We've moved into custody, a lot of overlap with those same financial institutions. But we're going to expand with that same thematic of infrastructure, enterprise-based, that served us well.
You cannot make this stuff up. And now fast forward to today. So you guys heard that gentleman say that smart money is not going to leave lending and borrowing on the table.
And so I don't think, smart money is going to leave that on the table once they understand the mechanics.
Yeah.
We've been showing all that to you guys well in advance. All of the information that I just displayed to you guys right now, we've shared months ago. And that's not to toot our own horn. That's to show you guys that we know exactly what we're talking about. This is the type of CYPRX research that we do behind the scenes in detail that you guys can't see if you're not a part of the private community. Because now fast forward, just a couple of days ago, as of time of recording this video, it is the 20th of January. This was released January 17th, 2025. Digital Wealth Partner says, we are pleased to report that a 7-figure loan was recently completed using XRP as collateral for one of our clients. This marking a milestone in digital asset-backed lending for our firm. What? Do you guys see how massively insane this is? We called this out and we told you guys that this was going to materialize and happen at a rapid pace, yet because nobody really truly understands the scale of this innovative technology behind the scenes, they can't fathom it in the moment when we mention it, right? They're like, what? Lending, borrowing, staking, providing liquidity with XRP? That's never been available before. Now, why all of a sudden is that going to be available? It's happening, people. You are your own bank. If you hold the digital asset XRP or any of these other digital assets that can be well efficiently deployed in the DeFi ecosystem, you are your own bank. Okay. You never have to sell out of your positions. You can lend, you're going to be able to borrow, you're going to be able to provide liquidity, stake, earn yield, earn passive rewards. And like, it's mind blowing to me. It gets me heated. It gets me excited because people will seriously knock this stuff. And again, what I'm going to show you guys in part 2, I'm going to show you that governmental entities and large banks with many more credentials than I myself are staking, they're lending, they're borrowing. You guys just heard the individual just now say private family offices, wealthy clients. They're not going to leave this on the table. And now fast forward, January 17, 2025, Digital Wealth Partners announces. So let's just read this real fast. I get so mind blown and excited when the things that we research here at CYPRX really come into fruition, because it proves that we're not just like putting bullish information out to you guys and then not coming into fruition. So smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you've been a CYPRX follower for some time, you gotta give this video a thumbs up, because come on now, if you've seen previous video breakdowns where we mentioned all the stuff that we just covered, now we're seeing it come into fruition in real time. This is so massively bullish for the future of the digital asset space. I don't think people truly understand. This is putting cross-border payments aside. This is putting banks using XRP aside. This is XRP holders and large investors, right, being able to utilize their XRP in the DeFi ecosystem to earn passive rewards, to lend, to borrow against their XRP. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. This is the craziest transformation of wealth that we are living through, and people are seriously knocking this. So let's read through this. For XRP holders, this loan offers liquidity without requiring the sale of assets. It provides an alternative to traditional finance. This structure caters to institutional needs for speed and flexibility. The foundation of this innovation lies in smart contract technology and institutional grade custody solutions. These tools may streamline the process, eliminate weeks of paperwork, and enhance security, making lending processes faster and more reliable. Traditional loans often involve lengthy processing times, but this deal was complemented in just 72 hours. That is freaking sane. Can you imagine going get a loan for a house and it just taking 48 to 72 hours? That is so crazy that we're living through that transformation right now. The efficiency of blockchain technology is reshaping expectations for how financial transactions are conducted. Smart contracts played a critical role in this loan by automating payment processing, reducing manual intervention, and minimizing the risk of errors. This automation highlights the operational advantages of blockchain tech in financial services. The implications extend beyond this transaction. By bridging digital assets and TradFi, institutional adoption is gaining momentum. That is a massive statement right there. The involvement of major financial players signals growing confidence in crypto-backed solutions. For borrowers, this structure may offer the ability to retain cryptocurrency holdings, access liquidity quickly, and avoid the complexities of traditional loan processes. Flexible terms tailored to digital assets makes this option particularly attractive. Digital Wealth Partners is collaborating with partnered institutions to advance the integration of digital assets into TradFi frameworks. These efforts demonstrate how traditional and digital finance can coexist. How many times have we said that in previous video breakdowns, that this infrastructure will coexist, right, and complement each other? Looking ahead, expect to see more cryptocurrencies used as collateral, faster loan processing, higher loan amounts, and increased participation from institutional players. Digital Wealth Partners is working to expand the opportunities available in this space. Stay tuned as this sector continues to mature. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to not know about DeFi. I promise you all right now, this is going to age so well in everything that we've been talking about here at CYPRX, because of the institutional grade research that we do behind the scenes. All these things are going to materialize. And I'm telling you right now, if you have it in your brain that you are going to be successful beyond 2030 by selling digital assets that are, again, look at this. This is directly from XLR, building out the new fabric of the financial system. It's changing. And XRP is set to lead the charge. If you think that you're going to become financially free in the future by selling your XRP, one of the world's most valuable assets for fiat currency, and survive long term, you are dead wrong.
All of the fiat money in the world is depreciating. Some a little bit and some faster. And if you count all the fiat money and you calculate the depreciation that they have, it's a gigantic value.
Change that mindset. Understand that it doesn't matter if XRP is $1, if it's $1,000, you are going to be able to utilize it in the DeFi ecosystem to never have to sell it, to constantly earn rewards and yield, to then with that yield, those rewards that you are earning, pay yourself so that you never have to sell out of your positions. You can just hold your XRP, and that is powerful. Why is that powerful? Because you can literally give that wealth to your family bloodline, to your children, and then to your children's children, and they never have to sell it. You can just use the yield that your XRP is generating to pay yourself. Like, I don't think people understand. And again, it's not anybody in the XRP's community's fault, because we haven't had access to these systems, these DeFi protocols, and these opportunities pretty much since the inception of XRP, okay? Yet, interestingly enough, I've said this before, most XRP holders don't even know that the first decentralized exchange was built on the XRPL. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the first portion of today's video breakdown. If you did, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. It really truly does help boost the algorithm and push these video breakdowns out to more like-minded individuals like yourselves. If you guys are interested in the deep research that we do here at CYPRX, head over to CYPRXtrading.com. You guys can tap into the Wealth 28 Club if you guys want to learn about DeFi, how we are deploying thousands of dollars of our own money into the DeFi ecosystem to earn passive rewards and generate yield step by step, taking you from A to Z on how we are doing that. You guys got the Wealth 28 Club there. If you guys want to tap into the private CYPRX Discord and you want to look into our CYPRX research, where it's literally every single day, hundreds of fundamentals that go relatively unnoticed, never reach the mainstream's attention, and are perspectives from some of the world's largest industry-leading experts and some of the biggest institutions in this space, you can also tap into our private CYPRX Discord, where you have access to all of this concentrated research. With all of that in mind, be cognizant out there, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.